During COVID 2020, we actually were going to buy 100 units. So February of 2020, I went on vacation and a broker sent me a deal right by where I invest, and the deal was 30 units. It was a 30-unit deal, and it was very cheap, $500,000 or something.
Ooh. Oh.
So we put that deal under contract. At the same time, he had another deal that was 20 units. But we got the first one under contract, had the LOI out for the second one. So we were in our due diligence period. We started talking to our banks about what was going on with COVID, and they were like, we don't really know what's going to happen. Then the eviction moratorium started coming down the line, and they're like, we don't know if people are going to pay rent because they don't have any fear of being evicted. So we wound up backing out of that 30-unit deal. The person who had the 20-unit deal under contract backed out as well. And then, somebody else came in and scooped those properties up. So we were really scared that people weren't going to pay rent, but we didn't really know what was going to happen. We wound up only having one person who really took advantage of that and just lied about losing their job and didn't, it was a weird situation. It was not true, but it didn't matter because at least in our town, the judge said, if all they have to do is bring me this form saying that they lost their job, I don't care what the facts are. So anyway, that was the only person that during that time, everybody's like, oh yeah, these landlords are taking advantage of people, blah, blah, blah. Well, we're like most landlords. I think it's 80% of landlords are like mom and pop operators like us. So, we wound up having to lay people off for a certain amount of time. Really, it was out of fear because we didn't know if people were going to pay rent. And so people say, well, if we don't pay our rent, then there's also a mortgage moratorium. But at the end of the day, we're paying salaries for maintenance people, for managers. There's a lot of people who are impacted by this, if these rents don't get paid. So it was really stressful, but it wound up not being that big of a deal for us.